and welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. In your opinion, Adam Warlock versus Kyle Rayner, the confrontation of two cosmic icons, who will win? Adam Warlock is a perfect artificial entity, created to become the supreme being. He possesses superhuman strength, the ability to regenerate, absorb energy, and most importantly, a deep connection with the soul gem, one of the Infinity Stones. With this stone, Warlock can control souls, imprison, or even erase the ego of his enemies from reality. He has defeated Thanos, clashed with the Living Tribunal, and has become the balance keeper of the Marvel Universe many times. Kyle Rayner, one of the most prominent Green Lanterns, represents the infinite will of creation. He is not only the bearer of the Green Ring, but also became Ion, the life energy entity of the universe, helping Kyle reach a near divine level. With the ability to create anything he can imagine, along with his vast knowledge of art, engineering, and combat, Kyle has repeatedly surpassed the limits of a traditional lantern. Before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. A group of scientists calling themselves the Enclave devoted all their intelligence and resources to creating a perfect being. They hoped that by designing a superior life form, they could lead a new species to control and save humanity from its self-destruction. From their closed laboratories and arrogant dreams, Hawaii M created an artificial humanoid entity, developed based on the original Human Torch, which also served as the basis for Vision's body. Upon awakening, Hawaii M immediately recognized the dark nature of his creators. He sensed the twisted ambition, the arrogant pride simmering beneath the mask. He rebelled, destroying the facility and flying into space, leaving his creators in the ruins of their own illusions. Later, in an encounter with Thor, the god of thunder of Asgard, Hawaii M was severely wounded. To protect himself and activate the healing process, he encased himself in a cocoon of energy. This state lasted until he was discovered by Herbert Wyndham, also known as the High Evolutionary, a geneticist with ambitions to transform life. It was Wyndham who first enhanced Wanda and Pietro Maximoff's powers. Seeing extraordinary potential in him, Wyndham gave him a new identity: Warlock. To help him control the overwhelming energy within, he gave him the Soul Gem, one of the 6 Infinity Stones, which has the ability to touch the soul and measure the deepest depths of the mind. From here, Warlock embarked on a fateful journey, not only as a wanderer in the universe, but also as a person with a great mission. He is not only a powerful entity, but also a symbol of the struggle between instinct and reason, between freedom and absolute power. In particular, he is the opponent that Thanos, the Mad Titan, has to admit is the greatest threat he has ever faced, a threat that cannot be underestimated even for the briefest of moments. He is an entity that not only possesses the ability to manipulate energy on a cosmic level, but can also completely absorb energy attacks from powerful entities such as Doctor Strange or even Galactus, and then convert them into a source of nourishment for himself, allowing him to exist as a non-stop fighting machine, regenerating energy from the very forces that are considered inviolable. His reflexes are far beyond any living creature. He can easily catch bullets whizzing through the air, move and dodge so fast that he can escape Storm's lightning attacks, or even a furious hammer swing from a god of thunder in a rage state. His speed makes him virtually invisible to his enemies, including warriors renowned for their reflexes and strength like Drax the Destroyer. He is capable of flying faster than the speed of light, cutting through space like a bolt of lightning across the galaxy. When necessary, he can teleport to any location in the universe without any physical limitations. He does not know the feeling of fatigue. His body does not need rest, does not need food. Every action is decisive, controlled by a sharp intellect and an unshakable will. All these characteristics make him a mysterious and terrifying entity, like a beacon shining in the darkness of the universe. He has faced full force attacks from Thor, Thanos, Silver Surfer, and even the Hulk. The blows from the most powerful entities in the universe do not falter him. Instead, he stands tall and even smiles, as if the violence were a breeze across his steel skin. Although he is no match for the most notorious figures in terms of physical strength, and is only slightly stronger than high-level heroes like Spider-Man, he is able to reach a physical level that is on par with the most powerful beings in the universe. When injured, his recovery speed is almost instantaneous. Any physical lacerations or internal injuries will be quickly regenerated under the influence of a superpowered recovery mechanism. In the event of too much damage, he will enter a deep sleep. When he awakens, he is not only healed, but also stronger. with his power sublimated to a new level. During one confrontation, he once turned Thanos into a terrifyingly lifelike granite statue, an act that only the entity Death could undo. He can release energy streams of all shapes and sizes, from plasma beams to shockwaves with magical properties. These streams of energy are destructive and contain arcane knowledge that would make even the most powerful wizards admire. He can slow down moments, freeze time, or even reverse it like turning the pages of a book. With enough effort, he can manipulate linear time, overlapping different timelines, altering reality and altering the future with a focused gaze. However, such actions require enormous amounts of energy, forcing him to absorb and store it before performing. He is telepathic, clairvoyant, and empathic, and can resist them. He can resist the effects of the Infinity Stones, even the reality warping powers of the Reality Gem, or the time manipulating powers of the Time Gem. His senses are almost Silver Surfer level, can sense disturbances throughout the universe. He can track teleported beings, detect their destination. He has mystical senses that are truly superior to Stephen Strange. I really hope you will have subscribed to the channel. It will help us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best. Thank you very much. Kyle Rayner is one of the most accomplished Green Lanterns in the entire DC universe. He is also notable for his creative and sophisticated use of his power ring, which few Green Lanterns can match. With this ring, he taps into the power of the emotional spectrum, specifically green light. This energy allows him to create any structure his imagination can conjure as long as his will is burning. The ring grants Kyle a wide range of powers that go beyond his limits. He can create highly detailed and functional solid light structures, from combat weapons, complex machines, to protective shields that can cover a city. His shapes are clear, strategic, and reflect the creator's state of mind. His ability to fly makes any opponent wary. He can travel at supersonic speeds, cross planets, break through the atmosphere in the blink of an eye, or track targets moving at cosmic speeds without slowing down even a beat. Kyle can fire energy beams of immense destructive power. Each strike is like a lightning bolt condensed from his will, enough to knock down giant entities or destroy a building in an instant. The ring also allows him to heal wounds, not only for himself, but also for others, by regenerating cells and stimulating life energy from within. Kyle Rayner is superior to most other Green Lanterns. While he may not be on par with Hal Jordan in terms of the stability of his powers in prolonged battles, in the moment of burst, Kyle can reach an extremely dangerous combat state. He has faced off against entities on the same level as Superman for short periods of time without showing any signs of being outmatched. When the Ion entity merged with Kyle Rayner, he surpassed all of the limitations of a Green Lantern. This fusion granted Kyle cosmic powers. He could not only manipulate light energy, but also warp space, twist time, and manipulate reality at will. Although his limits remained, in this state, Kyle became a force of great power that could rival the highest cosmic beings. This upgrade made him many times more powerful than any previous Green Lantern. Each attack could wipe out an entire army, and his defenses could absorb even the strongest blows from other cosmic entities. During the Sinestro Corps War, Kyle was briefly possessed by Parallax, the embodiment of fear. This incident brought about a terrifying turn of events. Under Parallax's influence, his mind was warped, and his powers became chaotic but also increased dramatically. In that moment, Kyle became the perfect weapon of chaos and destruction. However, thanks to his strong will and indomitable spirit, he regained control. In an unprecedented event, Kyle became the first person in history to carry all 7 rings of the 7 emotional spectrums at the same time. 6 rings from red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, and violet found themselves merging with the original Green Lantern ring. At that moment, his body lit up like a living galaxy, energy gushing out like cosmic thunder spreading in all directions. With the power converging from all 7 basic emotions, Kyle became an immeasurable entity. He was even able to fight against the Guardians, who held ancient knowledge and limitless power for a short time. Kyle Rayner's most used power right now is that he can control all the different powers of the different Corps. So he can spit red blood like Napalm like the Red Corps, teleport like the Indigo Tribe, heal like the Green Lantern Corps, and obviously create constructs like the Green Corps and Sinestro. So he can do everything the other Lantern Corps can do, but better. Kyle is the most creative and versatile, which gives him the ability to overwhelm people with his unusual construct. Kyle's mind can do things that Hal couldn't imagine, like temporarily temporarily binding constructs so he doesn't have to concentrate to maintain them. Kyle can therefore create small armies of constructs, so in that way, Kyle could be considered the most talented Green Lantern. John Stewart has the most complex and durable structures because he has inner workings, while Hal's and Kyle's are hollow. Hal, John, and Kyle are all contenders for the title of strongest, but in different ways. Arguments can be made for each of the three, and all are valid. When Kyle Rayner became the wielder of the White Ring, along with a modified version of his original Green Lantern ring, he reached a level of power rarely seen in the history of the universe. From his Red Lantern ring, he harnessed a red plasma that carried a burning rage. This energy burst out like living fire, burning his enemies with a single angry glance. From his Orange Lantern ring, he summoned humanoid entities created from intense greed. The Sinestro Corps' yellow ring gave him the ability to create light constructs based on his target's deepest fears, paralyzing his opponents in their own nightmares. In contrast, the green light from the Green Lantern ring continues to serve as a pillar, creating structures that are both complex and precise. The Blue Lantern's blue ring carries the energy of hope, allowing him to strengthen the spirits of his allies and heal wounds. With the purple light from the star Sapphire, he can evoke and manipulate the emotions of love in the minds of others, causing the target to temporarily fall into a state of submission and lose the ability to resist. However, although the White Ring gives Kyle the power of the entire emotional spectrum, he is still unable to absorb or use the power of the Black Ring. The energy from the Black Lantern represents death, which is completely contrary to the nature of survival, regeneration, and emotional connection of the White Ring. Kyle Rayner is no longer simply a warrior of light. He is the convergence of the essence of all 7 basic emotions that make up the universe. He can not only change the battle, but also reshape the fate of the entire star. Kyle Rayner began to sense unusual fluctuations spreading from a strange dimension. There, souls were not flowing according to natural laws, but were being forced, guided by an invisible force. Cold waves of energy crept through the layers of space, touching his intuition like an echo from the dead. Kyle's will reacted strongly, urging him to find the source of this strange phenomenon. At the same time, in another depth of reality, Adam Warlock, the guardian of the Soul Gem, also felt the intrusion. The Soul Gem emitted a faint sound. Not a warning, but a strange omen, as if a strange light was penetrating the barrier between the living and the dead. Adam could not ignore it. He crossed the threshold between worlds, entering the intersection of light and spirit to investigate a potential threat that was disturbing the balance of the universe. When the two faced each other, Kyle saw the white light as a means to free and restore order to oppressed souls. He believed that this energy could soothe, heal, and open the way to peace. Adam Warlock saw the white light as a dangerous interference in the natural course of the soul. For him, the Soul Gem was not a cage, but a portal between reality and the spirit world. Battle was inevitable. Kyle activated the full power of the white light, drawing colossal, angelic beings forged from will and hope. Each being had a unique form, moving at the speed of light, radiating pure energy that shook the space around them. Adam raised the Soul Gem, summoning ancient spirits from the soul world. Once mages, warriors, and mystics, now crystallized into pure spiritual power. They emerged as a dense, agile mist, penetrating every defense with strikes filled with ancient knowledge and magic. Kyle Rayner, in his White Lantern form, unleashed the full power of white light to revive a dead planet. The once barren and cold land began to stir under the heat of life. The ground cracked open to receive new energy, vegetation rose from the rock, the atmosphere was regenerated. Everything happened at the molecular level, where each cell, each atom was rearranged into the structure of life. Adam Warlock fully integrated with the Soul Gem, allowing himself to become a living bridge between reality and the soul world. As the portal to the spirit realm opened, millions of spirits whispered and called, creating a silent but dangerous vortex of energy. Kyle's soul began to waver, as if slowed by an invisible force, faint but as strong as the roots of a tree in the ground. Adam attacked not with violence, but with wisdom. With a penetrating gaze into the essence of the soul. He used ancient knowledge to freeze the time of Kyle's soul. The two no longer fought with physical bodies, but with the power of the spirit and the essence of the universe. Kyle unleashed his ultimate attack, the Genesis Burst. A white blast that pierced through the fabric of reality, carrying the power of Genesis, capable of regenerating or incinerating the entire chain of life in a large area. Meanwhile, Adam unleashed Soulbind, a stream of ancient energy that twisted like a glowing strand of DNA, radiating the vibrations of the souls of millions of deceased entities, enveloping and attempting to lock Kyle's very existence. When the two forces collided, space seemed to shatter into pieces of glass. Time was broken, and reality drifted between light and darkness. In a fateful moment, Kyle's soul was almost completely pulled into the soul world, immersed in the mist between life and death. With his unbreakable belief in his ideals, Kyle broke the shackles of his soul, repelled the soulbind energy, and reunited his body with his ego. Kyle lost connection with the White Lantern energy for a while and was forced to retreat. Although he did not destroy Kyle, he succeeded in locking the White Light energy by temporarily sealing Kyle's power in the soul world. And Adam Warlock was the winner. I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much.